الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحبه وأزواجه أجمعين أما بعد. I met Sheikh Abdullah Azzam rahimahullah in America 3 times before I went to join the Afghani Jihad in the early 80s. We met in Afghanistan, we met again in Islamabad. One time we were sitting with Sheikh Abdullah Azzam, the Palestinian Mujahid who fought against Jewish soldiers in Palestine and then who fought in Afghanistan against the communists. He's the one who promoted the Afghani Jihad to the world, rahimahullah. I mentioned some of our meetings before. Today we'll talk about a meeting we had with him, with this Sheikh, who was also a student of my Sheikh Imam al-Albani rahimahullah. He was from the Ikhwan al-Muslimin, but he had a largely Salafi Aqidah, except for some issues, I mentioned them before. This is not the topic. The Sheikh rahimahullah had an insight that most Muslims at that time did not have. I'm talking here about an era when no one, not even Iran, heard about Hizbullah. Maybe they heard about Hassan Nasrullah, who died yesterday. He was studying in Iran. When he came back from Iran, he was vowing to establish the Islamic government, Hukuma al-Islamiyya of Khomeini, meaning the Shia government that Khomeini started. So at a time when the Islamic revolution in Iran was popular among many of those young people at the time, many scholars, including Sheikh Abdullah Azzam, were talking about the Shia. We were talking about a topic, then all of a sudden Sheikh Abdullah Azzam rahimahullah said something that was very rare at that time. He said, Muslims are not aware of the danger of the Shia. They now control Iran. The Shia exist in Iraq. This is way before what happened in the early 80s, way before the American occupation and Saddam Hussein attacking Kuwait, whatever. He said they are not aware of the Shia danger, or the danger of the Shia. Khataru Shia. That's what he was talking about. Now they control Iran. Iraq has a large presence of Shia, actually a majority. Syria is controlled by the Alawi Shia. Yemen has the Zaydi Shia, and Lebanon has a large presence of Shia. This is before Hassan Nasrullah, Hezbollah, and all these other groups that came after. Before, by years. In the early 80s, nobody heard about Hassan Nasrullah or Hezbollah. But here's what he said, and he was making a demonstration with his hands. You have Iran, Iraq, a lot of Shia there, and they want to control Iraq. They did now, for years, thanks to America. And Syria, controlled by the Alawis, and they went and defended the Alawis against Muslims in Syria. Lebanon has a large presence of Shia. At the time, the Shia were not the dominant power in Lebanon that it is today. Yemen had the Zaydis also at the time. The Zaydis were dreaming about taking back Yemen because they controlled Yemen for centuries. before the Sunnis finally took over Yemen. And he was saying, look at what's in the middle. You have Iran, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Yemen. What's in here? They're trying for centuries. They're dreaming to control for centuries Mecca and Medina. They are surrounding Mecca and Medina. This is their dream for centuries. Just because many Muslims today, if you tell them what did you eat 5 minutes ago, they will say, I don't know, I forgot. Doesn't mean that we forget the history of Islam. Since the beginning of the Shia religion, don't tell me, you said Shia religion? Yeah, Khomeini said that the person who started the Shia religion, he said that Deen Shia was started by Abdullah ibn Saba, the Jew. He said that. From the beginning, the Shia wanted to have access to Mecca and Medina. Why? They have a different religion than the majority of Muslims. The best way to promote their religion is through what? They can't go to all Muslim areas. They were a minority. They're still a minority among Muslims. They claim 20%. That's a lie. I'll be surprised if they're even 5%. But anyway, they wanted to control Mecca and Medina because obviously they cannot, being a minority, control many Muslim areas. What happens in Mecca and Medina every year? Hajj and Umrah. And those who go to Hajj and Umrah at Mecca, they go to Medina to pray at the masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When they are at Medina, they visit the gravesite of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abu Bakr and Umar. They want Mecca and Medina because every year Muslims from all over the world go to Mecca and Medina. And they want that site so badly. They're willing to spend centuries and centuries struggling to reach Mecca and Medina. Because they know now if they are controlling Mecca and Medina, inshallah never, those who come to Mecca and Medina, they will be exposed to the Shia religion. They take that cancer back to their areas, and then you see the Shia spreading in a lot more areas than it is today. Abdullah Azzam had the insight. He studied with my Sheikh Imam al-Albani. Even though he was one of the leaders of Ikhwan Muslimin, he had a largely Salafi Aqidah except for issues I mentioned before in other videos. Sheikh Abdullah Azzam had the insight, the understanding, really, of the danger of the Shia religion. And he was a true Mujahid. He was a true Mujahid. The jihad that Allah blessed me to participate in as a foot soldier in Afghanistan ended up in victory against the largest empire on the face of the earth, maybe the largest empire in history. The Russian Empire, the communists, Soviet Union, it was Russian Empire, 5 million soldiers, 60,000 tanks, thousands of airplanes, the largest and still is stockpile of nuclear weapons. And those Afghanis, they brought the Soviet Union to its knees. After that, a couple of years, the Soviet Union collapsed, ended up in victory. What happened after, when Osama bin Laden came and then Abdullah Azzam was executed. We'll talk about it later, inshallah, rahimahullah, and his son. Didn't end up in victory, ended up in the Americans and the Christians of Europe, the Christians of America, Christians of Europe, occupying Muslim Afghanistan for 20 years, which ended up in the killing of hundreds of thousands of Muslims. Millions of Muslims had to leave Afghanistan again. and they tried to kill Islam in the hearts of the Afghani people, and they failed. Abdullah Azzam had the insight. He understood. Not the media and people getting excited about, this and that, look what they did, look what they didn't do. About the true reality of what's in here, the creed. You see, he understood that the Shia religion is hostile to Islam. Seriously. Can we, those who are insisting on calling themselves commoners, there are no commoners, but they say we're commoners. Can you be serious about your religion for a change, for Allah's sake? Since the early era of Islam, after that, during the time of Ali specifically, radiyallahu anh, where the Shia started by Abdullah ibn Saba, who was at the time of Ali ibn Abi Talib, radiyallahu anh, the Shia religion has established an entire false religion based on the Quran has been changed by the companions of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, who all became kuffar after the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam died, including the wives of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, especially Aisha. The Shia accuse her of being Izaniya, adulteress. They refuse the Sunnah completely because they say the Muslims are kuffar. It's still the same thing, nothing happened, nothing changed. Qasim Sulaymani, who was executed by the Americans during the time of Trump, of all people, it is known that he said to some people, it's on tape, our fight is not against the Jews. The real fight is against the Wahhabis. He means he wants to take over Mecca and Medina from the Sunnis. Yeah, that's him. Today people are excited about Hezbollah and the Shia. Okay, we've been promised so many times. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but what can I say? Since I was young, growing up in Kuwait, those Arab regimes who kept being hit by the Jews kept saying, we will respond at a time of our choosing and a place of our choosing. We've been waiting for 60 years. Where is that time and place? What will Iran now do? Abdullah Azzam, rahimahullah, wallah, he was a mujahid. Wallah, I had differences with him about some major points, but he was a mujahid. Nobody can deny that. And he said about Iran and the Shia, what people now see there, at that time they didn't even hear about it. Today they see it, and still they're acting like there's nothing going on here. It's just idle here. It's empty, vacant. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So now, what's Iran going to do when the man who said, I want to establish a Khomeini-style Islamic republic in Lebanon, meaning Shia republic, based on kufr, shirk, fusuq, and isyan, and invoking dead people? What are they going to do? Like they used to say before, in our culture, when you were younger, people fighting with each other. If you don't stop, I'm gonna stick my foot, my shoe, in your backside. Nothing happens. I haven't seen, alhamdulillah, any shoe stuck in anybody's backside. That's they call it jaja. It's kind of screaming and shouting and getting angry, and then nothing happens. They all go. What's Iran going to do now? Are they going to risk a war with America? Or Are they going to send a few hundred rockets? You shoot them there, they go that way. And Hezbollah was idle, except for a few rockets, when the Jews have been exterminating the people of Gaza until today. Allah knows what's going to happen. Abdullah Azzam, rahimahullah. Let me finish by saying that my name is Jalal Abualrub, Jalalabualrub. Alhamdulillah, on our website we just added this book, Da'wah book, Muhammad's Role in Islam. It is about the pillars of Islam, the pillars of Iman, and the pillars of Islam in 100 pages, all filled with evidence from the Quran and Sunnah. A very good book of da'wah. It's on the website islamlife.com, again islamlife.com, islamlife.com. Also this book, it's now on the website, 50 righteous and humane concepts brought by Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The title says it all. The books are now available on Islam Life, in addition to 2 of the 9 free books that we posted there. The Bible by Authors Anonymous, it's free. These 2 are not free, minimal price. If you can't afford the price, send me a message from the website and we'll send you a copy for free. But then 2 new books, the Bible by Authors Anonymous is free. Also, the discussion with the Coptic Christian for free on the website islamlife.com. Please donate, help us continue the da'wah. A lot more to come bi'idhnillah, if Allah gives us the opportunity and the time to talk about these topics. But please donate, help us. We are allowed to collect zakatul mal according to the fatwa of the scholars Ahmad bin Hanbal, who said about those who defend Islam with their words, and Abdullah bin Baz rahimahullah, Ahmad bin Hanbal radiyallahu anh said that. Abdullah bin Baz rahimahullah said those who write books to explain and defend the religion deserve a part of the zakah. Give us sadaqah, charity, help us continue the da'wah. For Allah's sake, we have a lot more to say and to do. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.